Hello everyone, today I'm going to be comparing Google Pixel 9 Pro XL's camera with Sony ZV-1 Mark II. With auto settings in 4K to keep it beginners friendly, I started my day heading to Sydney Opera House to compare them, and to be honest, the results were a bit shocking and I did not expect it. So let's figure if your needs require spending extra $800 on Sony's camera or Google Pixel 9 Pro XL would do the job for you. The first shot is about 5:50 AM in the morning before sunrise to give you a glimpse of what these cameras look like in low light settings and recordings while walking. And from these shots, it's clear that although flickering is present on both of them at base settings, the Pixel 9 Pro XL is much more stable. Also, colors are not that great in low light. However, during the day, both perform great at recording, and usually Sony performs much better when it comes to colors, whereas Pixel's post-processing ends up making them a bit warmer than the scenes usually are. Then I ended up recording sunrise while holding both devices in my hands, and it's visible from the Sony's stabilization. Not that great, but you know what would be great? If you hit that subscribe button. Also, the coloring in this case seems much better and accurate on Pixel 9 Pro's shot, whereas the Sony's camera is depicting it darker than it actually was. Also, if I move it away from the source of the light, you can see Sony's camera ends up capturing light in a better manner. However, the golden rays of sunrise were beautifully captured on the Pixel 9, highlighting the warm hues, whereas the Sony's camera made it look clear white without any indication unless you moved it directly towards the sun. Also, when the sun was directly in front of both the devices, it seemed like Pixel 9 did a better job at balancing it out without getting too dark. With manual settings, Sony could do a better job, but here they were on auto-based settings and it couldn't manage lighting that well, ended up making it darker than it was. Afterwards, I ended up putting both devices down in a stable condition, and when sun was right behind the Opera House, the Pixel ended up making it look slightly warmer than it actually was. But I don't know, I think Pixel ended up doing a better job of balancing the colors on auto settings in dark or direct light environments. Next up, the zoom comparison of both devices, where for Sony you can use dial on the top or touch on the screen, and if you have the stick you could use that to zoom as well. I'd also quickly mention that Sony's camera at one instant ended up getting hot and stopped recording. The Pixel 9 Pro XL offers 20x zoom while recording videos, although if you are holding it in your hands, it will get quite shaky. Meanwhile, when it comes to photos, you can zoom up to 30x on Pixel 9 Pro XL and still get a reasonable photo in some cases, only which you could later on refine with AI tools it has to offer. This is nothing near Samsung's offering though. There's one issue that I noticed with Pixel 9 Pro XL's zoom. It just doesn't know how much zoom was requested. And I guess that's something to do with Google's love for post-processing. If I opted for a 5x zoom, it will go halfway through, pause, and then figure out, okay, 5x was requested, and then would end up going for it. I don't know if Google can fix it up with an update. By the way, this clip was also recorded with Sony ZV-1 Mark II. Now moving on the photos. Inside, in artificial lighting, both offer good results. I have been using Sony ZV-1 Mark II to record all of my videos. It's great at doing what it does because I didn't have to worry much about stabilization in most cases, and where I had to fix it up, like colors, mix-up due to lighting, I'd resort to manual settings rather than auto. So that's that. I guess for most of the Pixel 9 Pro XL users out there, Sony won't be a good choice as they could do most of the stuff what they need to do using their phone without getting too much into manual settings. It was a bit shocking outcome for me because I didn't expect it. Don't get me wrong, there are problems with Pixel's camera as well, which I'm going to discuss here after. First, let me share a quick shot of how it would look like if you decided to record a time-lapse on Pixel 9 Pro XL, that too while driving, and how that would compare to normal recording. And here's how selfie camera of Pixel 9 Pro XL does when recording a video or taking a selfie for a minion. Here are two shots taken with Pixel 9 Pro XL's camera in low light settings. One is outside and one is inside the home, taken with night side, as otherwise it was too dark with the red blinker. I shared a 30x zoom photo earlier of tower crane in daylight, which looked much better than this one. At night with 30x, it's not an ideal scene. However, without a zoom in lighting, it takes great shots. And if you were to record a quick clip in low lighting at night, it would do an alright job for that as well. I also took 4 shots from same point to show how the zoom scales up from 0.5x to 5x. The first shot is of 0.5 capturing a wider view, second is the normal 1x, then scaling up to 2x and 5x. Then we move on to another flaw of Pixelion's camera. It can't do justice with objects when capturing photo in portrait mode. Here it took off beak of ibis and arms of minion. They are both blurred out, and so is the casing of Tom and Jerry. The device isn't able to correctly border the object placed in view, and same is the case with humans. I guess in most cases it's better to take normal photos and not switch to portrait mode. I think this photo taken in normal mode is much better than the portrait mode one. I also took some shots using social apps to show how it would look like when it comes to a platform like Snapchat. Here's a 1x and 2x zoom photo of Minion. This is a shot with Pixel Pro XL in a lit and colorful tunnel. It's slightly more shaky as the tunnel is off parking lot and goes downhill. That is it for today's video, but I've attached some shots of Opera House and Harbour Bridge with two of Sydney's favorite seals. Overall, I think Pixel Pro XL is sufficient for camera use for most people. It does have some things to fix up, but it gets the job done. It could get hot in warmer settings and consume relatively more battery, but I think that's the case with most devices. So what are your thoughts on this? Please share in the comments, and if I've missed anything or didn't put anything properly, do leave a comment, hit that subscribe button, and see you in the next one. Thank you.